to my man JM the Thriller Priest because, dude, my brother, Johnny was over there just like all of Twitter, white knuckled, anxious to hear about WWE Hell in the Cell. You will find no bigger Shane O'Mac fan than just Johnny.
Yep.
He's probably wearing the monogram trunks right now.
Got him in my pants.
With the dollar sign.
What are we talking about?
Just ride with me. I got you, Johnny.
I gotta know what I'm metaphorically putting in my pants.
Hell in a Cell. This was actually a pretty good pay-per-view. I gotta give it its due. I remember I said a couple weeks ago that I'm not gonna compare WWE to the other organizations, the other promotions. I'm not.
Then you immediately compared it to
Then I immediately did it. Yeah. Straight was that Rick James. What I look like? Smoke a crack. Yeah, smoke crack.
Cocaine a hell of a drug.
Ridiculous. All right, let me stop going down the rabbit hole here. All right. Watch the pre-show. Pre-show match was just standard. We're gonna throw this match together to kill some time. Gable and Shelton Benjamin went up against the Hype Bros. All right, match. Gable and Benjamin won. I'm still trying to figure out what are they doing with this.
Which one is Gable? Which one's Benjamin?
Dude, was that the Simpsons one when he's like Carl Black, Letty White on his hand?
It's like, well, not from Die Hard. I'm Nathan Johnson. This is Adrian Johnson. No relation. It's like, yeah, obviously no relation, y'all motherfucker. Right.
You never know.
Well, hey, this is my twin brother. He's an albino Italian. I'm like straight from Zimbabwe.
Well, speaking of twins, the Usos went up against the New Day.
Same womb. The doctor had a lot of questions.
Hey, bro, you ain't seen those images where it's like one black baby, one white baby got the same mom and daddy. You kind of like, you sure?
Yeah,
but it is though.
I feel like someone there might have questions. Might have also some tall splaining to do.
Some splaining.
All right,
let me drive this truck back on the track now.
Why that bellman don't come around no more?
You a mess.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You a mess.
Derailed you. Go ahead, brother. My bad.
I'm trying to steer this bus back on the road, man. You're not messing me up. All right, here we go. The Usos went up against the New Day for the tag titles in a Hell in a Cell. I was surprised that this was the first match starting off the night. You kind of like you built this whole pay-per-view up around the two Hell in a Cell matches. The pay-per-view is called Hell in a Cell. Yeah. And for those of you who aren't familiar, you should be familiar at this point. Hell in a Cell is essentially the ring is encased with the cell. Pretty much. Big giant cell is plopped right over the key, right over the ring. You're locked in. You don't get out till somebody wins, supposedly.
Or one man's dead.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
Or one woman's dead.
So, hey, there was a woman's Hell in a Cell.
Or one child. No, that's
well, they haven't any kids in there yet, but hey, just wait. Somebody will.
I wouldn't put it past Vince McMahon. Give it time.
Hey, man, if ratings get bad, you throwing some babies in there. I don't know.
And WWE 2023.
Fighting for the golden rattle.
Rugrats go wild.
Tag team keep called Toddler Mobsters. The Todd Mob.
My money's on Chucky.
Yeah, for real. I think Chucky got that. Chucky with the glasses. Chucky got that.
Hey man, don't sleep on Jigsaw. You got that tricycle too. He got wheels, man. You can't see that. Chucky got them little baby legs, like, flitting around and stuff.
You a mess.
I'm sorry. I'm doing like
Tommy Pickles might got that in there. I don't know. Tommy Pickles might be able to do it.
Little Tommy Pickles in the gang, they don't mess around.
They don't.
Get up, fall down, crawling into your town.
Oh, are we really gonna reference some Cree Summer again?
I'm sorry.
As Susie. Look at that. I didn't expect for us to be on this show referencing Cree Summer twice.
Hey, shout out to Cree. If you ever want a guest spot, we got a seat for you.
Yeah, for real. I'm pretty sure you still look good in the mo.
Oh, you haven't seen her?
I haven't seen her, but
I got pictures for you after the show, my brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. But anyway, let's get this train back on the track.
This is the most inappropriate
it so
ever.
It so is.
Actually, no, I did make like references to like nothing on.
Yes, you did. Okay. Yes, you did. On the last one. Yes,
prestigious here on the Geek Down. Nothing but the
we'll edit all this. We'll edit all this out in post. Right, Herb? Is that how we do it?
Herb's like, nah, it's live, baby.
We're doing this live.
Okay.
That actually happened at the pay-per-view at the end of the show where he was like, yo, edit that out. He go, nah, yo, we live. We can't edit that out. Oh, I.
When Bill O'Reilly's turning over in his grave.
Yeah, for real. His grave. The grave that is his career. But in any event, he's still getting that racist money.
Well, no, he's paid. He's paid the doomsday, man.
So the Usos went up against a New Day. I mean, like I said earlier, I don't know why they put this match on first. Arguments are maybe because they wanted to start off strong. I don't know. It's kind of like you gave me dessert before you gave me dinner. Like, I'm just kind of lost and confused why'd you do this. Because I'm like, what's the point of me eating my broccoli if I already ate that cheesecake? Don't make sense.
Well, I kind of like that though, because I mean, you tuned in for the major Hell in a Cell matches.
But I mean,
the rest, it may not necessarily be filler. There may be some actual grudges that get resolved. But I hate like pay-per-views or any event really where it's like they know what I came for and they know and they save it for the very, very, very end. And if they have more than one, now think about it this way. That's why you get people that they don't come for like the first parts of shows. They don't come for the first parts of concerts. They don't come for, you know. I figure by doing this now they've thrown people curveballs where it's like, oh, I'm gonna tune in and watch the whole thing because they never know where they're gonna throw in the thing that I want to see.
Hey, you should learn your lesson by now. Yo, I think I told your story before. It was some light tangent. In college, we had Tone Loc, Rozelle, and Outkast perform, right? Everybody assumed that Tone Loc would be the opener because, like, Tone Loc, that joker, oh, he ain't done nothing since Funky Cold Medina. Damn. So nobody showed up for like the first hour, right? But for some reason, Rozelle went first. Nice. I went there because I was dating this sister who wanted to be on time to everything. So I was like, hey, we're gonna be on time for everything. So I saw Rozelle in the beginning, and then Tone Loc, and you see this steady stream of black and brown people show up. Like, why is Tone Loc on the stage right now? They look at their watch like, hold up, Outkast is, hold up. And he's got this anger like, wait up, Miss Rozelle? I'm like, bro, y'all should have been here early. They were hot. Tone Loc's doing Funky Cold Medina, and like these young girls are like grinding on him. It was just a mess. Like, she wanted to be your daughter, fam. Hype man telling people to push him up. I'm sitting here like, bro, this is 2002. You told us to push him up. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is so out of touch. Like, you're so out of touch with the audience, but it's one of those lessons. You show up on time, fam. Right.
What they really missed out on was Rozelle doing his version of Wild Fang.
And Rozelle was the man. Folks was hot that they missed Rozelle. I was like, But
anyone who doesn't know, who's under the age of 30, Rozelle, the human beatbox, was a performer back in the early aughts and late 90s and early aughts, and was very popular for a while. And I bring this up because, dude, when's the last time cats heard of Rozelle in 2017?
Herb's face crunched up a little bit when you said that. I'm assuming because Herb, you know who Rozelle is, and people need to know who Rozelle is.
Herb's like just on the cusp, though, you know.
Yeah. His face crushed up like, I can't believe you're explaining this.
All right, well, Johnny, does the name Rozelle ring a bell with you?
Nope.
Point made. Thank you and good night. You were saying about the Usos.
I don't even want to do the report anymore. I'm just so sad. I'm just so dejected that I
power through my man. I'm sorry.
The Usos in a New Day. The build was amazing. It's a great build. I mean, it's a great feud. They built this up properly. So the end result had to be this Hell in a Cell match. Surprising was that it was Woods and Big E in this match, not Kofi. I was really surprised. I was wondering from a personal lens, like, okay, Kofi's like 36, 37. Is it because, the Hell in a Cell is a young man's game? Because everybody in that cell was probably 30 and below. Because the Hell in a Cell is a beast. It's a monster. You get thrown up against the cage and just people walk out bloody. Nobody was bloody on this one, but whew, folks got whooped. There were some great spots in this match. I mean, one of my favorite spots is when they put handcuffs on Xavier Woods, draped the handcuffs behind his head. And if you see me on Twitch, they draped the handcuffs behind his head and have him hang from the steel post. And as he's hanging there, they're whipping him with kendo sticks, just beating the hell out of him.
I'm sorry, this is still wrestling, right?
It's Hell in a Cell, man, so it's anything goes.
Damn.
Oh, they whooped him bad. Oh, my God. They beat the hell out of him. It was just like, man, that was a hell of a spot, man. You dedicated to this. They did this one move when one of the Usos was stuck in the corner of the cell. They took kendo sticks and pretty much put him across his chest and put it across his body so they could then hit him with it. So they had him trapped in the corner with kendo sticks holding him against the into the corner. So he was trapped in the corner getting whooped by these sticks. It was just like amazing how they just utilized the materials around them in this cell. It was just done well. Great spots. A lot of dudes flying into the cells. It was just done very well. It was one of those, can you see them top what they did just in their previous matches of street fights and whatever. And they was able to keep the action going while trapped in the cell. And it was just done so very, very, very well. It was one of the best Hell in a Cells I've seen, especially coming from a tag team match. So it was done very, very well. It was one of those, at the end of the match, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to watch the rest of the pay-per-view anymore. I think I got what I needed. But I was like, well, I got to do this. I got to do this review on the Geek Down, so I better watch the rest of the pay-per-view.
You don't make it seem like, it's like, well, I guess I got to do this damn show.
I mean, P paying me the big bucks to do this show, so I got to make sure I'm here.
Maybe make it seem like, it's like, yeah, I got to go talk to these jive mothers about, fine, I'll sit here and watch the sport I already paid for.
So I'm telling y'all right now, those of y'all who watched Hell in a Cell, y'all know y'all thinking the same thing. Like, I don't know if I want to watch the rest of this because I don't want to. It's like I don't want to blow my high. You know what I mean? Because I'm at the top right now.
Okay, that's how. But then again, yeah, none of it's like, well, we got these featherweights we're throwing in for like the early matches. No, they start you out from the gates.
But once again, that's to your own. It's your own detriment, though. I mean, you walking me in at a high. Why don't I want to stay there for the rest?
What are you doing while this match is on? Because you're like, man, the match was done. Ooh, I was already spent. I was ready for bed. Like, what's going on in the background of your place,
I'm screaming, I'm yelling, I'm hollering at the screen like
cool,
a lot of my guys. I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm good. Because, you get that hype at the end. You're like, okay, cool. Now it's time for me to go home, have a drink. I'm done. I don't watch what I want to see. I mean, have you been to, like, not just a pro wrestling match, but even, like, an MMA fight? Or like that, when you see like the headliner, you're like, yeah. Nope. That's like if you go to a concert, do you expect your headliner to open it up? No, you wait. You listen to like all the up and coming dudes.
You know how much I hate having to listen to those up and coming suckers too. If they're not good, I'm like, I paid to be here. I'm subjecting myself to this voluntarily.
That's horrible.
And I've only been to one like wrestling match like live in person, official, proper, not backyard stuff.
Yeah.
It was a WWF match. We went because my grandpa was in town.
That's awesome.
We saw one opening match. Grandpa got sleepy and we left. Amounta was talking about upcoming. We have Jake the Snake Roberts, Mr. Perfect, and someone else who's big at that time. I want to say like Bad News Brown or something. I forget. But and we left because Granddad was fading. I'm just like, but they said, I'm not traumatized. I love my grandpa.
You are, fam. You're like, that's why the main event needs to go first. If I have to leave early, I want to make sure I caught it.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Stock him up on coffee beforehand.
Yeah, for real. Like, Granddad, just prop him up like Weekend at Bernie's. Prop him up. You hang your head with me, Granddad.
If you really want the blood flowing, give him a Viagra pill.
They didn't have Viagra back then, but thank you for
or at least part of them up.
Thank you for bringing my grandpa's erection onto this show. Thank you.
I thought we were setting records for this show.
No,
you're the one who made ejaculation jokes in the beginning. That was like 10 minutes ago, fam.
I gotta keep level with you guys.
There was no senior citizens involved there. Let's keep it in perspective. I feel bad.
That sounds like ageism for me, people.
I imagine we got one or two senior citizen listeners, and they just like turn they just like. I was gonna say turn their radio off. We're internet radio, but they probably like switched off the website.
Close the browser window. Yeah. Enough of this. Click.
Like, how dare they click back to Pornhub?
Oh god, I didn't even get past the first match. We got it is, and I'm sitting here looking at you, P, because I'm like, I know we got more content to cover, so I'm like, I don't even know how much.
Do you, brother? Do you?
All right, I'm gonna tell you about two more things and we get out of here. Well, three more things. Get out of here. All right, Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles, which Ty Dillinger. Dillinger weaseled his way into the U.S. title match. Corbin took it, and it was great that Corbin took it because despite the fact of his outside of wrestling activities, i.e. bad-mouthing indie wrestlers, bad-mouthing legends in the sport, just being the overall kind of, I don't know if I say this on radio, but I'm saying kind of a douche, and him getting his hand slapped for it. He was rewarded with this U.S. title shot and this U.S. title, which he deserves. It is great for him because it's good to motivate, to uplift not only his career, but a lot of the mid-card guys who need upward mobility. So you got an A-lister, a top dog main eventer in AJ Styles, giving up the mid-card title and to move up to the world title picture. So it's kind of like being in a job and finally seeing that old dude retire. Because if that old dude retires, I'm able to get his spot, you able to get my spot, the dude behind you is able to get your spot. It's just kind of seeing the upward mobility happen. So it's great. It's great to see that Baron Corbin was able to get that belt because now AJ can move up back to the main event picture. Hell, even Ty Dillinger can move up into the mid-card picture. So I mean, it's a good look all the way around. Jinder Mahal defended his title against Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura lost. Jinder Mahal won. It's just kind of a head scratcher on why Mahal retained it. But at the same time, I mean, we all are speculating that it's gonna be Nakamura and it's gonna be AJ Styles for the world title at WrestleMania. So perhaps they're stretching it out a little bit. But Nakamura will be champion. I'm calling it. He'll be champion before the end of the year.
Well,
I mean, it's only 2 months left, but I'm pretty sure Nakamura is going to scoop that title so he can be able to defend it against Styles at WrestleMania. Because you only hear me mention this once. I said I won't mention the other promotions, but I will on this one because Vince McMahon is definitely eating off the work that New Japan built with Nakamura and Styles in the past. Because
7 minutes, yo.
So Nakamura and Styles already fought in New Japan. There's a lot of buzz behind that fight, so Vince just capitalizing on it and having to fight again, but in WWE for a WWE title. So I mean, that's what we're seeing.
And he doesn't own that. He didn't own that franchise, does he?
Or New Japan? Oh God,
yeah.
No. God,
okay.
no.
Well, no. I mean, I know he was like covert owner of a few other ones. I found out later. So I don't know if that falls into that umbrella.
It was covert in a way in which he helped them be able. It was one of those. How do I say this? If you are my supplier, and I got a bunch of dope boys underneath me, I gotta make sure you don't go out of business. I want to acquire you, but you're not gonna sell out to me. So what I'll do is I'll make sure I slide you extra change, and you'll cut me a discount on my dope boys, or you give my dope boys more time to be out there pushing. And eventually you're gonna go out of business. So I'm just kind of looking out, helping you out until you get to the very, very bottom of the barrel. And next thing you know, you'll know I'm just gonna sell out to you, fam. And I got the whole enterprise. That's pretty much what it is.
All right. Well,
so that's all Vince was doing.
That, but what's also a shame is I imagine that's exactly how Vince sees it in his head.
Probably. He sees it just like I finished reading the Gucci Mane book. He sees it just like Gucci. Maybe. I don't know. But the way he's operating.
They had to bring Gucci out for a second, man.
Maybe he is looking at it that way. But I mean, that's exactly what he did.
Don't get ice cream cones on your face, kids. That's all I'm going to say.
Jojo got a book out. Good book. But any event, so I mean, it's interesting to say the least how that panned out. But it's what it is. Finally, the last Hell in a Cell.
The last Hell
in a Cell match of this evening. Kevin Owens went up against Shane McMahon. Shane O'Mac,
daddy.
And it was one of those, like I mentioned earlier, how is this going to top it? I was talking to my boys while this was going on, live tweeting, whatever. Like, you know what? The only way this is going to even remotely compete with what the New Day did and what the New Day and the Usos did is exactly what, P? Say it? You was about to say it?
I was about to say, well, if Shane careens off the top of the cage again.
Pretty much. I'm like, there is nothing these two dudes could do at all unless Shane jumps off the cage. Other than that, just be like, blah. Because you can't top hanging a guy up with handcuffs.
Yeah, what the hell was
beating the hell out of him with kendo sticks. You can't top trapping a guy in the corner and beating him with kendo sticks. You can't top that. So it's like you're just gonna
WWE next new pay-per-view, the Kumite.
The Kumita. Kung Fu Wolfman.
Oh, jeez. Okay, anyone who couldn't actually see that, you should be watching this on twitch.tv/the Geek Down, because that right there was from the classic Kumite moment in Bloodsport. But the dude gets up and he's like, and then he got dispatched in one kick. All right, but yeah, no, I don't understand why. Like, I get it after a while, bringing a chair in. Oh, it was only the bad boys use chairs. It was crazy. Now these cats officially got kendo sticks. They got.
Oh, they've been having these, man. It's just the way they did it this go around. They've had it. It's just being unique. It's being creative with the materials that you have. You know what I mean? And that's what they did. So I mean, with Shane O'Mac going against Kevin Owens. Ultimately, it was just the same old. They fought, they scrapped. The one thing I did like is that they fought on top of the cage for a long time. And it was like, okay, you're up here. What's going to happen? Like, are y'all trying to purposely bust the cage open from the top, like a la Mankind and Taker, where he chokeslammed them and Mankind careened through the cage, slammed it to the canvas with the chair falling on his face? Like, is that what you're going for with this one?
And damn near ended his career. These are not goals you should set.
He blacked out in the midst of that. He owned up to it. Was like, yeah, I straight blacked out when I hit the ground. I was like, oh, jeez, Foley.
It's like, but I'm supposed to job to you. Oh, he's up on his feet. Oh, he fell on me. I can't get out of it.
And looking at Taker's face when Foley went through the cage was just priceless. Like, oh my God, is this guy dead? If Foley's just like, yo, it wasn't. Like,
he's like, oh, not again.
Because mind you, that's the same match when Foley got thrown off the cage. And Foley was like, you know what? It wasn't the throw off the cage into the table. It was the going through the cage to the canvas. That hurt more than getting thrown off the cage. But in any event, as you know,
taking their lumps more than Mick Foley.
So as you know, Shane O'Mac did come off the top of the cage. He was gonna do it at some point, so he came off the top of the cage. And spoiler alert, Sami Zayn came out of nowhere, pulled Kevin Owens off the table.
Really?
Like, what happened? Mind you, these dudes are mortal enemies. They're, once again, another beef that WWE's rehashing from Ring of Honor. So they've been beefing for years, literal years. Sami Zayn pulled Kevin Owens off the table. Shane O'Mac comes down, slams into the table.
So
table
you mean his name is now Shane O'Splat?
Pretty much. They're bringing up the
Stretcher.
They're bringing out the stretcher, put his neck in there.
Bringing out the hearse, you mean?
Pretty much. I was waiting for Paul Bearer to come driving it down. I don't know. It was a train wreck, bro. Sami Zayn, typical heel, grabs Owens, drags him over, puts him on top of Shane while Shane's like on the stretcher. Which was classically done. It was like, he's on the stretcher. Get over here and pin him. Dragged him, put him on there, grabs a ref, slams him into her. You count that 3. This is false count anywhere. Like, the ref's like, but he's on the stretcher. It was like, no, you count that 3. Excuse me. I'm trying to be so loud. And he counted 1, 2, 3. Matches over.
He's like, no. I'm not gonna lose because he's still got a strap to his neck brace on. I'm not gonna lose like this. I can't lose like this.
It was hilarious, and it was 1, 2, 3. It was a wrap it up, B. So heel Sami Zayn is what I'm geeked up for. Since I'm talking to y'all lovely people, I don't know what's happening on Raw. So I don't know if Sami Zayn is a heel. It looks like he's a heel, and it's great to see him do a heelish thing like that. So overall, it was a good pay-per-view. It really was. So I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. I know you don't like the middle thumb, so I'm not gonna do the
you commit to one.
I'm committed to a thumbs up. It was good. It was a good pay-per-view for what it was. Check out the rest of those matches. The women's title match was pretty good. It wasn't the best I've seen, but it was pretty good. Orton versus Rusev, meh, give it and take it. Bobby Roode went up against Dolph Ziggler. That was a pretty good match. I mean, it ended like a typical SmackDown sort of match, but it was good. And Roode just looked great. It was great seeing Bobby Roode again on the main brand and on NXT. That's all I got, P.
All right, cool. And if you do know what happened on Raw, hit us up at geekdownradio@gmail.com and let JM know. And also, if you weren't watching us on twitch.tv, you missed a ton of visual gags. So get up on that, twitch.tv/thegeekdown. Now, I also, on YouTube, just search the Geek Down. I'm just chilling.
Just throw it out.
Yeah. But I